put myself up there twice. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Avery, but I go by Soavecito, and I'm a horror content creator. While I fix this, this is episode 16. Can't believe it. 16 episode of Whispers of Horror. I am so grateful to introduce my guest. Oh, it's Robin, who is a horror content creator, which I'm gonna put on the screen. And yeah, we're gonna do some interview questions to get to know her a little bit and talk horror. So, hi, Robin. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to be a part of Whispers of Horror.
No
And
problem.
it should be a lot of fun. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into the horror content space and just horror in general?
I got into the horror content space by accident.
By accident. I've never heard that before, but I'm
I
intrigued.
didn't even know horror games existed 4 years ago.
Okay.
Um,
Love the shirt, by the
I
way.
mean, like, thank you. I mean, like, I knew about things like Resident Evil, I
Okay.
guess. Your Silent Hill or whatever, but I didn't know that there was more.
Okay.
Um, I actually started out streaming Grand Theft Auto. And it
Oh.
started with me and my friends were just kind of stuck in the house during the pandemic.
Hmm.
Um, we were playing games and we're like, we're funny. We should we should stream this. So it started out as that. And then I've always been into horror movies, horror everything, which is kind of crazy. I didn't know there were a lot of horror games.
Hmm.
But I decided to kind of dabble in that and it just kind of worked for me, I guess.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
You brought up horror movies. What are some of your favorites? I see all the
Um,
dolls and Chucky in the
mhm,
background. I love your aesthetic of your
thank
room. I think
you.
that's really creative. It makes me feel like me having a green screen, which people can't see. Like I have some Resident Evil stuff in the
Mhm,
background, but I like to have the green screen because I can put my own things. But I
mhm.
respect the room. I love it. But yeah, what are some of the
Yeah,
other
well, what
favorites?
people can't see, the whole
Oh,
room is like this. Like,
nice, nice.
yeah, I have everything like this, but I ended up putting my everything over here in the corner, because somebody came in my stream one day and they were like, "Did you know that your room is trending on Twitter?" And I'm like, "What?" And I
Okay,
went and I
okay.
looked and I was like, "Oh, this is cool and all the comments are cool, but this is my area. This is weird." So I kind of now am facing the corner of my room. So
Okay,
yeah.
okay. This is just a random question.
Mhm.
What kind of headphones do you use? Because I have these and they keep falling out my ear. Do you have ones that go
Oh,
around you?
these?
Yeah.
These are Shure SE 215s.
Okay, sure. I'm gonna write that
Yeah.
down. Sure, S250s, you said?
SE
SE?
SE 215.
Do you have any issues with those or like are they been nice for you?
Initially, it does take some getting used to having them
Okay.
like kind of flush in your ear.
Okay.
And when I initially got them, they rubbed me a little bit in here,
Sure.
but now I'm used to it. I
Yeah,
love these.
that's good. I've always asked because like I like earbuds instead of the big headphones because like
Hmm.
it gets annoying. But the issues with these they keep falling out my ear. I don't know if I got tiny
I
ears
gotcha.
or like so if you see me
Yeah.
adjust it 1,000 times, that's why.
Every now and again, you'll see me do this right here because I'm smaller in this area. So
Mhm.
it just kind of, I don't think I'm going to find anything that just, yeah.
No, no worries. Again, sorry for the random question, but
Oh, no, you're fine.
I don't know if you mentioned it in the movie. What are some of your favorites when it comes to movies?
Let's see. 1968's Night of the Living Dead
Oh,
is one of
you're
my
right.
favorite ones.
That's a great movie.
Um, ooh, it's really hard.
I know.
But that has to, I like all of the Night of the Living Deads, even the really, really corny ones. And I'm
Mm.
going to say this. I like very cheesy, corny 80s horror movies.
All right, I like that.
I like
So,
I like the I don't know, the bad acting,
sure,
the over the top blood and guts that's not necessary. I like all that.
like Night of the Living Dead, all those things.
Yes. And
Um,
anything by Stephen King.
oh, I respect
Hmm.
it. I think my
Yeah.
favorite movie of all time, hands down. And for some reason, every time I talk about it, I get goosebumps. It's not even that scary. Is the Evil Dead, the original?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, like there's one scene that always gets to me, like the pencil in the Achilles, and just there was just so much
Yes.
blood for no reason, and like that was one of the
Yes.
first movies that made me stay up all night, and just how freaky it was, and just like Bruce Campbell's one of my favorite actors, and that is
Mhm.
one of the movies that got me into horror. And then I like same thing with you, like I figured out like, oh my God, there's video games that play horror, like that have horror in it.
Yes.
But for me, for like being a streamer, I refuse to play horror games by myself because I'm scared. So
Really?
yeah, yeah, it's crazy. Like, um, I tell people I will only go live. I only play horror games when I'm live because I don't feel like I'm
Mhm.
by myself. So that's my stick.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
So you'll never see, but like, you'll never hit me up, but like, hey, you want to play some games? Not by myself. I gotta go live. um, what so what drew you specifically to horror games as your focus of your content? And then so you said you mentioned that you started like around the pandemic.
Mhm.
What are some of the games that you started with that are horror based, and what
Ooh.
when did you realize that horror content is where you want to go
The
when making it?
first horror game I ever streamed was Resident Evil 7,
Okay.
and I did not finish it. And I have a really hot take on it. People might not agree with
Oh,
me.
I love hot takes. Please, please, please do.
It's one of the stupidest games I've ever played. I think Ethan is it. Excuse me? It's my first thing
Oh, we
whenever
got to
I
talk
played
about
this
this.
game. When I first played this game, I'm like, all the fish in the sea, and you want to go after the one in a shark's mouth? Why are we doing this? We had so many opportunities to leave. And that is like, I'm too, I guess, technical about it.
Okay.
Like when she sent that video to him in the very beginning, the opening scene, and she said, "Don't come here." She said no. Calls up his homeboy, I guess whoever it is, and he's like, "She's been gone for 5 years."
Yeah.
That's icing on the cake for me.
But wait, he never got that tape.
What do you mean? I never finished the game to know
Oh,
whether he did
no,
or
no,
not.
no, no, no. So,
Okay.
and then in the beginning, she got a
Mhm.
letter. He got a letter,
Okay.
and it was so
Okay.
the tape that she sent like was doing on a videotape. He never got that. The letter was sent by
Ah.
Evelyn, through her.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like,
Okay.
hold on, wait, no, no. But no, then later you see the tape because it just never sent because the ship, like I think the ship went down, so it never got to
Mhm.
him. But no, yeah, like
People always look at me crazy when I'm like, Resident Evil 7, absolutely not.
nah, I
But
respect it.
I'm just like, Ethan, you could have saved yourself. Like, okay, he didn't get the tape. Okay, still, it's been 5 years since you
Move
seen this
on,
woman.
move on.
You want to go in the back swamps? Everything is just a red flag.
Mm,
Everything like there's dead birds on the ground. You're seeing some random old guy walk through the woods. You find her purse in a burn pit, and
mm.
it's been there for 5 years. Come on.
Okay, okay, I respect it. Let me ask you a question. So regarding that, did you
Mhm.
play Resident Evil 6?
No.
Okay,
I
okay.
never gave any other Resident Evil a chance. Well, no, the one
Really?
I did try, the one after that I tried the demo. I
Okay.
did try the demo, and I tried it on I can't remember the site that it was. It wasn't through Steam or anything like that. It was Stadia. I'm
Okay.
not sure if you've ever heard of them.
Yeah.
Tried it through there, and the game glitched and I was spinning, and I was like, "Okay, well, I guess it wasn't meant to be."
I not get that. It's
I'm not
wait.
a Resident Evil girl, so
No, totally understand. Is Stadia
mhm.
like the Google thing? It's like one of
I
those.
think
Yeah,
so.
I
I
played
think
Destiny
so.
2 through that. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Nah, honestly, that's one of the crazy. Like, totally respect your take.
Mhm,
I personally, I think Resident Evil 7 saved the franchise. Like, I'm big, as you can tell. Like,
mhm,
out of Soavecito, or I use a lot of zombies for my thing. The zombies is my stick. Like, I
mhm,
just always fascinated me. But for me, like 7, I thought 6 was terrible. One of the worst games for the franchise, and I thought
mm.
7 was the first time they did first person, and I felt like they did it correctly with different vibe. Like, I don't know, but to each his own. That's the first time I heard somebody say it, and I think, hey, I respect it. Hey,
I'm
I,
very much a off the beaten path kind of game. I like the indie games. I like
okay,
the games that somebody created in 2 days in
okay.
their mama's basement, you know?
Let's get into that. What are some of the lesser known? games that you should get more that you should think should get more recognition?
Now I'm not gonna sit here and tell you they're the best games in the world.
Nah, nah.
But
Please be honest.
um
Like this is the
now as
floor is
far as
yours.
titles and stuff, I have now played so many
Mm-hmm.
that I have no idea. However, if you want to find a really good indie game and support a small developer, like you've probably heard of them itch.io.
Oh, I love that website.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I that's what I anything on there that is 5 to 10 minutes long, Robin's playing it.
Okay.
So yeah.
Is there like it doesn't have to be your favorite, but is there a couple that come to mind? I know I'm putting you on the spot, but I'm just curious.
Um
I want to know like your mindset when it comes to like playing some of these
there's
games.
one called Contempt
Okay.
that whenever I tell anybody to download that site or whatever and they're looking for horror games, I tell them to download that one. There's another one called, and I don't even know why I like it so much, but I did. It's called House in the Woods. And it's
Okay.
like in the form of it's like old PlayStation graphics.
Okay.
I like that too, like very cheesy looking
Oh,
horror games.
okay. All
Oh,
right.
and Night at the Gates of Hell.
Nice.
Hmm.
Interesting. Interesting.
Hmm.
Um, Let me ask you, so when you started like making content and everything like that, what are some of the, or just like through the like how long you've been doing this, what are some of the best moments you've had and some of the most challenging moments you've had when doing this?
Probably the best moment I have had, and I've mentioned this like before. I was actually going to quit streaming
Okay.
6 months in because I was one of those people where I wanted everything and I wanted it now. And I
Okay.
paid very much attention to numbers. And I was, a 6 month baby looking at people who had been doing this for 3 years,
Mm-hmm.
wondering why can't I be, like this or, whatever.
It's hard. Yeah.
Um, I quit. Well, I was going to quit. And I remember being in bed one night and I'm like, I'm going to post this video and I'm already making plans to kind of get rid of my stuff. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
kind of writing it out. And I posted a video of me playing the mortuary assistant. I remember at first it wouldn't even upload, and then it finally did. And I put my phone down. I went to sleep.
Gotta
I
love
went to
TikTok.
sleep with 700 followers on Twitch and woke up to 5,000.
Wow. It,
I
it
went
went
to
that
bed
viral.
with like 1,000 followers on TikTok and woke up to 20,000. And I'm like, what? So the next day I went to go stream and there was like 2 or 300 people in my chat.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I'm like, I I didn't know what to do. And then my friend Trey, he was like, be yourself, just act like it's us and all the others in here, just. And that was a really that was a really big moment.
Okay.
And that led to me meeting a lot of cool people, becoming a part of a stream team, me being on podcasts, interviews, asked to be in short horror films, asked to
Nice.
be
Nice.
voiced in video games. At like, it was just kind of like one day it was nothing, the next day it was something. So, yeah.
I think that's the coolest thing too about like
Hmm.
just being a content creator because you never know when that one day it's your turn.
Hmm. And
And
I tell people that all the time,
mhm.
um, that stop paying attention to your numbers because I used to be that person where I had like the viewer count on.
Oh no, I always got to turn it. I got to know I'm hitting
Yeah,
that because it just
yeah,
it deflates you, you know.
it
And
does.
I totally respect it. Like and this is great advice for anybody who wants to be a content
Mhm.
creator or just a streamer. Just have fun. Make like don't go into it thinking like I'm gonna make this a job because then you'll get burned out from it. Just enjoy it
Yes.
and just have fun. And if it's your number, it's your number. Take it day by
Look at
day.
your analytics on a I need to kind of basis. I don't know what my analytics look like anymore. I have no idea. I haven't seen that analytics page in 2 years.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't. I try to look at it sometimes just to like know like what videos do good
Hmm.
and why. But other than that, I got a daughter. I don't got time. I don't
Hmm.
got time to
I
be
have
doing.
my manager. He
Okay.
knows what my analytics look like.
Nice. Hey,
Yeah,
let him do it.
yeah. I don't
um,
need to know.
I noticed something, when I see you playing games, and I think
Hmm.
that it's a great, like, it kind of defines you. So when I watch you play horror games, during some of the jump scares, I don't like you. Sometimes you show no reaction to some things that
Mhm.
I jump to. Um, how do you do it? By the way, like how do you play horror games with no reaction when it's like I
I
get
know it's
scared?
coming.
Yeah. Oh, so you know it's
Yeah.
coming? Okay. I respect that. But again, I think that's something that makes you unique. Again, for me, like I'm not gonna lie, I'm almost 30. I'm like 29, about to turn 30, and I scream.
Mhm.
And which I have a 1 year old daughter, so trying to make that work, I have no idea how it
Mhm.
does. But like I said, watching you, you're like, oh, I see that. I see where the person, and it's just like, man, I respect her so much. Like,
See, well, I have made videos where I walk people through a jump scare. Like, even whenever
oh,
I don't say anything, I know it's coming. I can just kind of tell, like, atmosphere change, music change, or either I'm just kind of like, we ain't had one yet, or we ain't
mm.
had one in a while. And this is a long, dark hallway. So somebody's going to come running at me.
Oh,
And
so you
about, like,
predict
I don't
it.
know, 95% of the time, somebody comes running at me. So,
Gotcha,
yeah.
gotcha. Has there ever been a jump scare that got you? The fact that you
Yes.
think, I was gonna say, the fact that you're taking this long to pause, like to think about it, means no. You're built different. You're a different
Well,
human
no,
being.
3 times, 3 times.
3 times, okay.
First time I was playing, it's one of my favorite games too, and I cannot remember the name of it. Come on, Robin.
That's
Um,
okay.
well, it was a part where I was walking down this hallway. It was obvious that a jump scare was going to come, but it didn't come from the place that I thought it was going to.
Oh, so you picked
And
wrong.
it scared me so bad that I like slid off the screen. And I wish I still had the clip of that. I think people would probably pay good money to see that now. But
Okay. Because it
and
happens
then
so infrequent.
yes. And then let me see. I was playing Blair Witch, and if I a lot of times when I've been jump scared it's because I'm looking at chat and
Hmm.
I'm talking to them and something just out of nowhere screams or something like that and I'm too focused on chat to even pay attention to the game.
Hmm.
It was Blair Witch. Something popped out of a window. It got me. And then there was a game where I had a dryer thrown at me, and that scared me because I wasn't expecting that.
Okay. I mean, well, who could throw a dryer? That's very random.
Yeah, and I was like, in my defense, I'm used to ghosts and stuff running at me, grabbing me. I wasn't expecting the dryer. That was good. I kudos to
All
them.
right. If you had to pick, you know how horror games have all these subgenres, basically survival horror, multiplayer horror, and just like different. Is there one that particularly you enjoy more than some of the rest? And could you name some of them that you
Ooh.
enjoy? I know I'm hitting you a lot with a lot of horror game questions.
I'm extremely critical of horror games, as most people would know.
Hmm.
Um, but somebody who has really gotten my attention in the first horror game, and probably the only one that's gotten a 10 out of 10 from me,
Ooh,
has been the mortuary assistant.
okay.
Um,
Can you explain why you give it a 10 out of 10?
one, because it made ohitsrobinm, and then two,
Hey,
like
shout
that's
out
where
to
the clip is
developers.
from. Yes.
I'm gonna try to get
Two,
them on my
because
stream.
it was very. Please do. I'll be here.
I
Um,
bet.
let me see. And two, because it's the first game I played where it was very random.
Mm,
Um, it wasn't your run of the mill, after like I want to say playing it a good 15 to 20 minutes, I got the hang of it. I was like, okay, this is what he does.
hmm.
But it's the first one where I'm like, okay, I can see why this is scary. And then on top of that, you got the backstory, you got all of that. That's the first developer where I gave it a 10 out of 10.
Hey, no,
And then I
honestly,
like
yeah.
his other games. He has another game called Our Secret Below.
Okay.
And from what I understand, he largely works on these games by himself.
Oh, listen, it's
So
not
yeah.
easy to do it by like as an
Mhm.
indie developer. Like a lot of these
Mhm.
companies have bigger teams and bigger budgets, but to do a game from scratch as one person. Hence why I
Mhm.
do whispers because they need to get some love and support because it's not easy.
Yeah.
Um, I wanted to chime in about the mortuary assistant. I think another thing, like you said, like you couldn't predict how it's gonna be. I like that
Mhm.
because every time reboot the game or it's a new day, like it's a different. It's like playing a game for the first time, and you never get the
Hmm.
same. Like obviously, sometimes you get the same jump scares, but it will never be in this next playthrough. So that's why I
Yeah.
respect it and everything like that.
But do you
Um,
want to know a secret? I
I
have
love
about,
secrets.
I want to say I have 20 plus hours in that game, and
Really,
I've never exercised a demon.
Robin, you've never.
When I tell you I go off the beaten path, things go left really fast,
How,
and people are in chat yelling at me, "Robin, do this," and I'm like, "No, no, I'm
and
trying
you
like
want to
this."
play the autopsy simulator? Maybe you should play it. Maybe they do need to hold your hands to help you do this. That's crazy. How did you not?
Well, the
I've
thing of
gotten
it
it.
is like I know what to do, but then by the time I get to the end, I'm having so much fun. I'm like,
No,
I don't know.
I get it. I
It just
get it.
doesn't happen.
So
I
you
want to say
just
I've played a lot of that game, and I've
okay.
never exercised a demon. I always get possessed or I die or
So how many bodies have you like worked on? Because I feel like that number is probably in the hundreds, huh?
it's a lot of bodies.
Hey, listen. At that point, they might as well have paid you to do the job. Like,
Yes. Yes.
you came
I
back,
feel
you
like
did your
Rebecca should
job.
be getting paid extra anyway from all that abuse she
Yo,
experiences.
I have never heard that. Like 20 plus hours and not one demon exercise. Hey,
And I think sometimes I do it on purpose because I know I'm getting under my chat's skin
yeah.
because they're like, Robin, no, do this. And I'm like, okay, we're gonna do this.
Okay, okay,
And
okay.
I end up there was this one time, I think my first time playing, I was very proud of myself.
Okay.
I got the right demon. I got the right one.
Right,
I
demon.
did nothing else right. I did nothing else right.
This is the point I wish that the Mortuary Assistant was a multiplayer game because I would love to be able to be like,
I have been saying that we need something like that that's multiplayer. Everything that's multiplayer and that's horror based is ghost hunting.
yeah, I
And
agree.
I want
Or
the
Dead by
mortuary
Daylight
assistant.
kind of thing being run by
Hmm.
monsters. Yeah. There's
Yes.
not nothing
I
like that.
want like you can maybe it's you and a friend and it's maybe it's like an online co-op where y'all are the mortician and the mortuary assistant or
Mm.
whatever. It doesn't necessarily have to be a team of four, but I would like to be in there with somebody, yeah.
Yeah,
So if
man.
you get the developer on here, tell him that.
I'm
We
working.
need multiplayer.
I am working on it. It's
Hmm.
I feel like I'm a gnat on a wall when I reach out to some of these developers because I'll go
Hmm.
to listen. I have no shame. I'll go to Twitter, X, Facebook, Instagram. I'll stalk them and
Hmm.
put the same message 8 times
Good.
Gmail. But
Hmm.
that's how you have to do it. You got to put yourself out there. You'll never
Hmm.
know. Like I did. Like I'm not gonna lie. I was shocked to you responded. Not saying that you wasn't going to, but like just sometimes I see the numbers like you're doing fantastic. You're in 100,000.
Hmm.
That's a goal of mine to be, for TikTok and just to grow my platforms and everything like that. But just it could be intimidating, just being able to reach out to somebody. But everybody is a human being. Nobody's
Yeah.
better, nobody's worse. So you got to take a shot, and you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
I
But
will tell
yeah,
you this. A lot of the people who have reached out to me get really shocked that I respond
very quickly,
or
by the way.
even the people who reach out to like I've made friends who have I don't want to call them who are just like my content
Uh,
and they're so shocked that I'm hitting them up. I'm like, "Hey, you want to play some Dead by Daylight?" And they're like, "You want to play with me?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And the
yeah,
thing of it is I'm like, "This was by accident.
yeah.
I definitely girl boss too close to the sun." Like it wasn't supposed to be all of this.
Okay.
So I mean, don't get me wrong, I appreciate it and I like it, but at the end of the day, like you said, I'm human. I still like playing video games. I still like, whatever.
Yeah.
It is weird now. I have been recognized out in public 3
Really?
times.
That's
And it
good.
has been very
How
that was
how does
very
that how did that make you feel? When you got approached like the first time and then and like obviously the third time like
the first time I got approached was in Walmart and I was wearing a bonnet. And I was like, "No, I just came in here for, to grab something. Shoo. Go watch
okay.
stream." You know.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Uh
somebody recognized my voice
okay.
actually. I was on the aisle, I'm on the phone, and I said something specific that I don't want to say on your stream that I say frequently on mine.
I totally get it.
and, and they were like, that has to be her. And this lady peeks around the aisle and she was like, it is you. I was like, it's me? She said, yeah, it's you. Who am
Yeah.
I? Like, I'm. She was like, you're the girl from TikTok, right? Oh yeah. And it went from there. Like I said, I'm in a bonnet. I'm in like these raggedy shoes. I
Hmm.
just ran into Walmart to pick up something and I ended up having a whole conversation with this lady. And she's like, take a picture with me. I'm like, girl, not today. Not, no.
Oh man, no, honestly,
Mhm.
but that comes with some of the success, you know. It's just like,
Mhm.
and I gotta give to the people who are like have millions and millions of followers who try to go through the regular life and they get stopped by someone like Speed or Kaisenet or just
Mhm.
like I can imagine just being followed around, but like yo, it would I totally get it. You become a celebrity, you know.
Well, honestly, the thing of it is like this. Whenever I first started taking off,
Hmm.
if I would have kept on that trajectory, I probably would have been there.
Gotcha.
But it freaked me out so much that I was like, I liked my small community and
Yeah.
my 20 viewers and knowing them and, watching movies with them in Discord and,
Mm.
because my Discord even went from 30 people to 500 people. And I'm just kind of like, I don't want this. This isn't what I wanted it for. So I stopped streaming for a month.
Oh
And
no,
I came back and my 20 people were there and I was like, okay, we good.
yeah, no, I noticed you were
Mhm,
gone for a little bit because like I just saw
mhm,
like the content stopped and everything like that, which is totally understandable. It kind of leads into
mhm,
my next question, like, um, well, I have three questions, but I'll start with this
mhm.
one. When it comes to making content, do you ever feel like you get to a point where you like hit a streamer burnout or like where you need to like you question like do I want to do this anymore or like I don't have the strength or energy to stream. I don't want to do this, but I
Yes.
know people are relying on my entertainment. And I just want to say,
Yes.
how did you overcome that? Which you kind of answered, but I just want to go a little bit more depth into that.
If you feel any sort of burnout, and this is something that has been your passion for like a long time, if you feel burnout of any kind, step back. Even if it's a week, even if it's 2 weeks, you like nobody can put a time on it for you.
Hmm.
Like step back, um, do something you like, whether it's casually playing games with friends, like decompress,
Yeah.
relax, and you'll be surprised how easy it is whenever you finally come back and you get in the swing of things. Because I mean, I go through burnouts frequently, and honestly, streaming isn't necessarily forever for me. I
Hmm.
would like to work more on the development side and also, which I start back going to school in the fall. I'm
Okay.
actually in mortuary school.
Really?
So yes, I started to go to school. I wanted to get into that field because I'm like, I did start kind of burning out. And I mean, kudos to the people who have been content creating and doing this for like 6, 7 years.
It's not
Cause
easy.
I'm like, how? Even the people who are streamers and they're streaming for like 6 hours, 12 hours. I'm like, after an hour and a half, I'm tired of people looking at me and I want to play Sims, you know?
I get it. I get it. Nah,
So,
it's not easy.
yeah, and even if it's a thing where you get into it and you realize it's not for you, don't risk your mental health trying to force yourself to do it because you think people are expecting this or whatever. Always put you first. Always put you first. So yeah.
Yeah. No.
Mhm.
I agree. I agree. Like there's day like I stream every day, just
Mhm.
because it helps me make content and then I can do multiple
Mhm.
things with it. And plus I got whispers and all this stuff. But there's days where I'm just like, where it was a random Thursday or yesterday. I was just like I couldn't do it. You know, between I work with students with disabilities, so I like actually teach them goals and objectives, and then on top of that, I have a daughter, and just so just it could be and just to find the energy to like present myself to an audience and having the energy for them. I just feel like I'm doing them a disservice if I can't be myself. And
No,
like,
but hats off to you working with like kids with disability. I have a child
thank
with
you, thank you.
disabilities.
Okay,
She's 18. I have a child, she has cerebral palsy.
okay.
So, yeah, I couldn't imagine a classroom full.
No, no.
So our
Yeah.
teachers and all that stuff, they've always gotten like the best from
Yeah,
me because
I've been doing
I can't imagine.
I actually I actually left my school today. Today was my last day, so it was very hard to see the students.
Oh.
Just it's like just again my health and everything like that, which is gonna lead into my question for
Mm-hmm.
you. But like my health was deteriorating, and I felt like if I can't give the students that I work with 100%, and my
Yeah.
like I just don't, I'm doing this them a disservice, and like I said, I've been doing it
Yeah.
for 7 years, and it broke my heart that like I am leaving it, but knowing that I couldn't do it, I had to take a
Mm-hmm.
step back. Um,
I get it. I get it.
yeah, looking at incredible. I like it changed me. It made me who I am today, and I love this
Mm-hmm.
the students I have, and I give it so much credit to everybody who works in that field because they are incredible human beings. It takes so much to make a difference. So I'm happy. I just wanted to put that out there. But this leads
Mm-hmm.
into my next question for you. How are you finding that balance between having your personal life versus making content or just streaming? Like how are you
Um,
like going through some of like are you having trouble with it or like is there any challenges?
I've learned to keep my personal life out of it.
Okay.
Yeah, I've learned to I have mastered the ability of people thinking that they know a lot about me when they and all actually know
Okay.
nothing. Um and that came from people finding me like on Facebook.
Sure.
My last relationship, people kind of got into that and it caused a rift.
Okay.
Like a really big one. I just learned to
Keep it separate.
there's ohitsrobinm and then there's Robin, where that my friends get and stuff like that. And I mean, I've met people through streaming where we're still friends today, and
Mm-hmm.
I've been personal with them and they've been personal with me. And that's it. That's all as far as being on stream and telling the personal. Mm-mm.
I get that. I get that.
Yeah.
Again, because like you said, it can get a little messy. Like they can get more information.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you give too much, then it can affect you in your personal life. Um,
Mm-hmm.
have you ever had moments where you had like, have you ever felt like the days? Do you? Let me rephrase. Do you have a set schedule for streaming, or do you stream like
No.
no? Okay,
Just whenever I feel like it for the
okay,
most part.
okay. Which
Yeah.
is good because I know some
Mm-hmm.
people have schedules and they have events with their family or something, and they sometimes they feel obligated that they have to miss that event so they can see their audience. Has that ever happened to you, or like no? Or I know you don't have a set schedule, but have you ever had like you planning a
Um,
stream and you had to decide between streaming or um, something personal with your family or friends or something like that?
Anything with my personal life is gonna come first. That's it. That's all. If something comes up and I have a stream planned or whatever, then I'm sorry. you know.
No,
Um, yeah,
I appreciate
personal
it.
life comes first. Yeah.
Okay. No, I like I said, I appreciate that. I think it's hard, but I think
Mhm.
people I know some other streamers that try to make that decision, and for me, like I always try to put my family first, just because like at the end of the day, this is like people, your personal people will always be there in person, and that
Mhm.
your internet people are only there when you go live. So I totally respect that.
Yes. Yeah.
Um, how has so I know you're saying you have a community and everything like that. How has that affected you knowing that not in a bad way or anything, but how has that affected you knowing that you have built a community that watch you consistently and want to talk to you throughout your streams when you do go live?
I never thought I'd be able to do that. It shocks me every time they
Okay.
talk to me, to be honest. Like I
Okay.
said, all this stuff was just kind of like by accident. And to be very transparent, I was with someone for some years where he did the streaming thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw where he was meeting all these people. Well, he went to PAX East,
Mm.
um,
Okay.
and I'm like, that's cool. I want to do that too. And he was like, nah, I don't think you have the personality for it.
Mm.
And I'm like, well, why? Just doesn't fit you. And I mean, we had all this gaming equipment in our house, obviously. He had the
Mm-hmm.
whole streaming set up, and I couldn't use it because he was like, nah, it's not for you. So whenever we broke up, which was actually a little bit before, the pandemic or whatever, I was like, that was another reason. I was like, no, I'm gonna give this a try.
Okay. Good
And,
for you.
mhm, I hope he's watching, you know?
No, honestly, like I said, you have a lot of
Mhm.
you're a big inspiration. I think I think I reached out to you when my first account. Playing horror games on TikTok is a finicky line. And some of the
Yes.
content you put out there could get you banned. And I
Yes.
unfortunately got banned because of one of my content. Which again, that will be another question. But yeah, um like I said, just you have been an inspiration. I watched a lot of your videos
Mhm.
just to when I first started TikTok, and I'm just like, huh, how are you doing it? And just like your person, you have a great personality, by the way.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
You're very bubbly and everything like that. And so the fact having this conversation just feels comfortable. It doesn't feel
Mhm.
any awkward or anything. I love that. But I did a lot of you reached out to me back and we talked a little bit and you gave me some advice. I don't have the chat anymore because I got banned. But
Yeah.
I think that's amazing about you. Like again, you have a great personality and I'm happy that you're doing great. It really puts a smile on my face because you took a shot. You took an
Yeah.
opportunity, and imagine there could have been a day that same day, and you're like, maybe he's right. Maybe I shouldn't do streaming, but you didn't listen to
Yeah.
that. You listened to your own mind. So, kudos for
Yeah.
you. Kudos for you. So,
Thank you.
um, where do you see? Do you have any goals in a 5 year span? Do you see
Mhm.
where would you like to be when it comes to content creating and just
Mhm.
in personal life? Like, do you have personal goals that you want to see yourself achieve?
When it comes to content creating, like I said, for me, the um streaming part isn't forever. I want to be more on the development side.
Okay.
And another OS Robin M hot take. Okay.
Okay. Oh, you listen. You got to give me three. So you gave me one. I need two more hot takes. I like this. I mean, we might have to have you on multiple times because I love these hot takes. I'm
I
scared.
want to be in development
Okay.
because I want to be the one who tells the developer no. I want to, like,
Okay.
this is cheesy, this is corny, we're not going to do this, but we can do it this way and it'd be effective.
Okay.
And I think that developers rely a lot on big name people
Sure.
as far as like they will rely on Corey Kenshin's word before they rely on mine. Okay.
So like a
Um
tester in a way.
yeah, and if
Okay.
Corey is saying that this game is terrifying and scary and maybe they're even paying him to play this game
Mm-hmm.
and whatever, of course he's going to say that. And they go with that and they continue to make all their games like that when then the game comes across my desk and I'm like, come on.
This ain't it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with
And there's a
that.
lot of like all the clickbait kind of creators, which don't get me wrong, they've obviously done a lot of hard work. They're doing amazing. They have millions of followers on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even close to there. Um, but I do think we need to normalize telling developers the truth. Like, this ain't it, you know?
Yeah.
So, um, I would like to work on the development side where I would like to work more closely with the making of the game than having to play it. So yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
I think I'm gonna keep that in mind because in my Discord I'm getting a lot of developers and everything like that, but
Mhm.
I'm gonna obviously add you, but that would be cool to have a stream where I've had this idea of I don't know you ever seen Awesome Games Done Quick. Have you heard of that?
Mm-mm.
It's an
Mm-mm.
awesome program so they raise money for Doctors Against Borders. So it's a charity where they stream 24 hours for 7 days, but every there's so basically what they do is they have speedrunners play
Oh, okay.
hundreds of games, but they have different time slots. So they'll
Gotcha.
so I'm giving an example. So somebody will play Dead Space, but sometimes they have the
Hmm.
developers on as well to commentate them doing it. So I had the idea of like when some of these horror games release, and I have the developers. I would love to have either me or somebody who is a horror streamer play the game and critique it and just give them their full honest opinion like why is this here, and if that's something that you
I
would be
would
interested.
love that.
Okay. Yeah. Like I said, I've been getting a lot of developers and adding into my Discord, but yeah, that would be
Hmm.
something that I wanted to do, but it's hard to ask the developers questions and play a game. So if you want to be a part of that, I would have loved to add you on that. So yeah,
Yes,
that would
I
get you
would
started in
love to
there.
do that. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it just. Oh, I wanted to ask: is there any other advice you would give to somebody who is getting into this field, or just in general?
This is going to sound very cliche.
Oh,
However,
I thought you was gonna say another hot take. I was like, I can't.
no,
My heart can't take three, but I still want three.
it's it's going to sound very cliche, but please, 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 please be yourself,
Hmm.
and then also go ahead and set how people treat you in the beginning. Go ahead and set the standard for that. Um, because I know in the beginning, typically in the beginning of people's streaming careers or whatever, they're doing what they need to do to keep their followers or to keep people viewing them, and you do not need to sacrifice your boundaries or whatever to keep people there.
Okay.
At the very beginning, I was very apparent with what I was going to take and what I wasn't, and my community is very, very well aware. Don't play with me. So,
No, I get that. I get that.
yeah.
Um,
Um, and
have you
in
had it?
regards to be,
Yeah. Sorry.
oh
No, no.
no,
Finish it what you gotta say, and then I apologize.
in regards of being yourself, I see where some people will kind of try to say, "Oh, well, you know what? This is what works for Robin. I'm going to do things just like this." At the end of the day, you're not Robin, and it's going to begin to be difficult. It's going to begin to be, things are going to end up falling apart. And the thing of it is, be yourself, and you'd be surprised the people that you mesh with.
Hmm.
Your community will be built just for you. So that's why your people will come, whether it takes them 2 months, whether it takes them, I don't know, a year. Your
Yeah.
people who want to support you and see you win and who mesh very well with you will come.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like that saying, like you build it and they will come. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
true. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry for interrupting you, but I was gonna ask. I say that a lot. I'm gonna ask. Um, when have you ever encountered like a moment where you're streaming and people have broken that boundaries, and how did you go about dealing with it,
Mm-hmm.
and the importance of having mods too? So it's a two-part question. So.
The having mods, you can't just my mods are actually my friends and
Okay.
people who know me very well.
Sure. That's good.
Um, I have a ba- ugh, I have a ban without warning kind of
Okay.
stream,
Sure.
just because if you've ever attended a stream of mine, it
You know.
is very much 21 plus.
Mm-hmm.
It is very much um chat goes left all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing of it is I have a very large LGBTQIA plus community, and they find that to be a very, very comfortable space.
Okay.
And I do what I need to protect that space for them.
Okay.
So they're comfortable coming in and telling me a variety of things.
I totally
So
get
if
that.
you have said something in my chat that offends me, you said something,
You get
and
in
you
that
know
band
that.
hammer real quick with no warning.
Yes,
You ain't
with
gonna
no
ever see
warning,
Robin again.
and there's no appeal process. You know
Okay.
how like some people can,
Come back.
an
Yeah.
unban request. No,
Yeah.
that's all she
No.
wrote.
And I think that's good that you set that standard, and you have
Hmm.
high expectations. Like if you come watch me, and you don't like it, then you're gone,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And
Yeah.
I feel like, unfortunately, a lot of streamers, because they get viewers, even if it's a small amount, that they're willing
Mm-hmm.
to bend those gray areas, even if they make
Never
it
do
feel
that.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Cool.
also, I will say to hateful comments, and I know it is
It's
like
hard.
somebody
Yeah.
might leave a comment that triggers you or something like that. Sometimes it's best to not respond. Like a lot of times, my mods swoop in fast,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't even know it was there. I look over and it says message erased. I was like, "What'd they say?" And it was like, "It's not important. Keep playing." You know.
Hey, shout out to your mods. I think that's great because,
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
shout out to them because, yeah.
And it's to the point where now I need them, but they don't have to do anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are your main platforms that you stream on, and what is your favorite?
I stream on both TikTok and Twitch. My
Hmm.
favorite has to be TikTok,
Okay.
just because every stream I'm coming across somebody new.
Okay. The like so
Twitch is
better
for like,
discoverability.
yeah,
Okay.
Twitch is a lot of which I get a fair amount of new people on there, but Twitch is more so like my familiar people, my hey, how's the kids? People.
Mm-hmm.
Um, TikTok on the other hand is new people
All the
all the
time.
time.
Yeah.
Hmm.
How do you feel about the platform? Is TikTok your biggest followage throughout all your platforms? Okay. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little worried about this, but like, how are you aware of like it might potentially go away, and how do you feel about that? And what do you have a plan if it actually goes through?
You know you're about to get another hot take, right?
And listen, I love three. There's a saying. This it always comes in threes. I like the number three,
Hmm.
so I had to get a third hot take. Come on, Robin, give it to me.
I have appreciated TikTok for helping me find some of the best people I've ever met.
Mm.
I've people who are now my best friends in the land. They found me on TikTok.
I found you on
Um,
TikTok.
mhm. they they've helped me with growth tremendously. All of that, I appreciate it all. But if they are to get banned,
Hmm. Oh no.
good riddance.
Okay.
It is a thing where they are actively reaching out to creators in which they have stifled, suppressed, gotten rid of their accounts on multiple occasions. Me being one of those people where they
Me
have
too.
taken me off people's For You pages. They have blatantly reached out to us and said, "Hey, can you reach out to your local government and or your local politicians and fight for us?" Excuse me, you
Mm.
know. Every day I it's something new. I'm getting videos taken down for no reason. I've been kicked
Or
out of several
ineligible
programs with them.
for you page. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I was in their creativity program
Hmm.
and I was doing very decently, but then it turned into a thing where they said none of my videos were original. It wasn't me in them. There was one video I made talking about my dolls. It was me in this chair talking about my dolls.
Hmm.
Unoriginal content.
I was gonna
Hmm.
add, I've actually been hit with that a lot, and
Hmm.
even live streaming on TikTok, I've been hit with sensitive content, and once you get hit with that warning, like it literally kills your discoverability. How do you like how have you dealt with that? Like when you are playing game, like it's hard to put gameplay on
Hmm.
TikTok because they say it's unoriginal, and I feel like I have once you fight for it and say, "Hey, I posted multiple videos like this, and it's fine," and other
Hmm.
people are doing the same thing, but once they hit that with unoriginal content, and you even if you appeal it, it will not get the traction. Like, so
Hmm.
how do you deal with that, knowing that what we do is like, recorded gameplay with our reactions, even though it's original,
Hmm.
they don't see it that way.
I just kind of now it used to make me mad. It
Mm-hmm.
used to discourage me because I'm like, I do work hard on these things. I go through and I edit these things and whatever, and you're telling me it's not me or it's unoriginal content. First of all, if it's not me, who is it? Like, please tell me who this lady
I'm
is, you
dead.
know? And then,
There's only one Robin.
yeah, and I'm just kind of like, I ended up just saying, well, Okay. Luckily, I do have management and they go in and they are able to protect my account or
Okay.
whatever. But I'm just like, he can only do so much, you
Okay.
know? So, as far as it coming to the ban, I'm just kind of like, I'll say this too, that the people who have experienced the same things that I have look like me.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I get
if you
it.
know what I'm saying.
I got you.
So,
I get you.
mhm. So I wish when it comes to horror
Mm-hmm.
or thrillers or whatever, we did have a little space in TikTok where it was a little bit more understanding and this is the content that we're putting out.
Like a
Because I mean,
checkbox.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
like I have met some really dope cosplayer, horror actors, people who do the acting inside of haunted houses and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. I met some really dope people, and they're like, "Yo, my stuff is being suppressed," or and I'm like, "This is why." I'm like, "Is it not art? That's art." Like that cosplayer who spent 12 hours putting
Making
all
it.
this stuff on her face,
Yeah.
and that's art. She put work in that
Yeah.
just to post it and get 200 views
I know.
because you thought that it was, somebody got, offended or, I don't know.
It's
So if they get,
yeah.
I'm like, you weren't there to help me. You
Mm-hmm.
were steady suppressing my content. Now somebody's trying to suppress you and you want me to help? No.
No, and it's crazy. Like
Hmm.
I was worried. I was worried about it because it is my biggest followers, and I'm just like, I agree with you. The
Hmm.
hoops that we have to go through between the unoriginal content, ineligible for FYP. Like if you get multiple strikes, like I got banned for putting gameplay that somebody else had of the same game, and I was like, why am I getting targeted when they literally
Hmm.
copy for copy to have the same thing. And I don't know if you noticed, but like TikTok has grown so much in the horror game community. Like I literally, and I don't know where that started because it was never like
Hmm.
that. And I feel like
Yeah.
everybody's playing horror games, and
Yes. Yeah.
which you're promoting a lot of these high level streamers and they're playing horror games, but when I post the same games, why am I getting hit? That so it's just like,
Hmm.
unfortunately, I feel like it's biased at points,
Yes.
and it's just like, how am I gonna feel like I'm gonna succeed if I can't, if you're not letting me?
Mhm. And I mean,
So,
you could tell when you're being suppressed because between two pages, I have, I think, 260,000 people.
hmm,
You mean to tell me that only three people got notified of this live?
I agree. I agree. Like I have 35,000, and I'm just like, I post a
Mm-hmm.
video, and one of them might get 50,000 views, and then I post another video, and I'll get like six in 4 hours.
Yeah. Yes.
I thought the bare minimum I'll get at least 10. Like what?
Yes.
So I
That's
totally
why I tell
understand.
people when it comes to TikTok, post and go.
Yeah, I get it.
Just
And
post and go.
the thing
Yeah.
people don't need to understand is there's gonna be something different in like a couple years. Who's to say? And
Mm-hmm.
you just gotta jump on the wave. Twitch was just in TV, and I don't know. People don't even know the real names of it. So, but
Mm-hmm.
that wasn't there in 2000. It came in like 2000. I don't know, 12, 13. YouTube was not a thing until it became a thing. TikTok came what, like 4 years ago or 5 years ago
Hmm.
during the pandemic.
Honestly, I miss Mixer.
Oh, Mixer, really interesting.
Mhm.
Oh, can I ask why?
I feel like I would have had a better knowing some of the content creators and streamers and stuff that came from Mixer.
Mm-hmm.
The only bad thing they do have to say about it is that they found out they were getting fired and got fired the same day.
Oh, okay.
Essentially,
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
you know, but
Um,
I don't know. It just seemed like the vibe on there was just a whole lot different. I wish I would have had a chance on there. I think Robin would have thrived.
I feel you. I feel you. There's one that I don't know if you knew that was a streaming platform. You ever heard? Did you know? Obviously, everybody knows Reddit. Did you know you could stream on Reddit at a certain point?
No, that
Yeah.
seems kind of dangerous though. I don't know if seen things
Okay,
on Reddit.
I, I'm about to give you some crazy thing. If you, I'm gonna talk for a couple minutes. I know I want to ask you a question,
Okay.
but I'm gonna blow your
Uh-huh.
mind. So I don't know if you know this guy who dresses up as a gecko called Lyle Forever.
No.
Okay, so this guy, so me and my friends were before did horror. My friend did a podcast of a call-in show. Basically, people would call in. Me and him would be talking, and people would call in like with Google Chat or Discord, whatever. We would talk to
Mhm.
them. This random guy rated my friend with 500 people on Twitch, and my friend was freaking out. And his name was
Mhm.
Lyle Forever. This dude dresses up in a gecko suit and has call-in shows with random people to talk about whatever the conversation is. And he gave us advice saying you guys should stream on Reddit. And we're like, Reddit has a streaming platform. This is maybe 2021.
Uh-huh.
And he said, yeah, it's called RPAN. So it's radio. I don't remember what it stand for. It was like something in network. So I looked into it, and they had their own. You know how TikTok Studio, it had Reddit Studio, which is a crazy thing, and it was vertical. Um, it was the craziest thing ever. So how it worked was they would give you 45 minutes to stream, and after
Okay.
that 45 minutes, your stream ended. The only way to
Okay.
get your stream to last longer was if you get these badges. So like a
Mhm.
whole it's something that TikTok was doing. No, actually, I don't think TikTok was even live at that point because I knew live at was added later. So it was like it literally became like the same thing as TikTok, but basically you would get badges instead of gifts. The badges gave you more time towards your stream. The more badges you get, like obviously like there was platinum, gold that would give you more time. The most I think you could
Mhm.
get is 3 hours. But the discoverability was the greatest discoverability out of all these platforms. And then so
Hmm.
when I started, so there was a subreddit called the Gamer Lounge that had 200,000 people that followed it. I started streaming on Reddit, and in an hour and a half, I had 1.3 million people watch me at one point. Crazy,
Were you
right?
freaking out?
And my yes, yes. And you see the numbers because you can't hide it. So it'd be like one person, cool, but then random. It's random times because like it depend. Like I don't know how the algorithm would work, but it went from 25 people, 50 people to 5,000.
And that still exists now?
No, so funny thing is they Reddit took it down.
Oh
Reddit, I
no.
know. So because I was telling, and I was like, it's the best discoverability. You get fresh faces, and if people really like your content, it was better than any of these platforms. But
Hmm.
like you said, Reddit is a wild, wild west. You name it, like I have calluses because of Reddit. There's not anything anybody could say to me that would even phase me at this point. I've been called everything in the wazoo because there was no mods. People think you think Kick is bad. You think Twitch is bad. You think any of these platforms. Reddit is a different beast. They savages. I'm
I
just
see
gonna.
people streaming on X too, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I
Actually,
no.
X is like so. We're live on X right now. We're like
Mhm.
I haven't had any really issues with it. Honestly, like I've been. It's when like I work with a lot. I use X for to contact a lot of developers. It's easy to
Mhm.
tag them into it, and it brings a lot of eyes to it. So I haven't had any issues with X. But maybe I'm not there yet to experience it. But I understand what you mean. Like it could be scary because like if you like it's on another platform that a lot of people can say more or just say whatever they want
Yes.
because Elon Musk owns it and he's like we're gonna let it slide. I,
Yes. Yeah.
which again is
Yeah.
freedom of speech, but again it can get crazy. But yeah, Reddit was I became one of the top 10 of all time on the platform streaming, but
Oh,
when
that's
I,
nice.
thank you. But when that point of like I'm really making it into something, they just wasn't getting enough support. Um,
Mm.
there was no
I can
revenue
imagine
towards
a
it.
lot of people maybe didn't. Well, if you're getting that many people in there, they know about it. But
Yeah, I
yeah, I
think
never heard about that.
so a little bit more, then I'll stop on that. Reddit really had no way of making any revenue on it
Ah,
because
gotcha.
they would give you badges for watching other people's streams. Sometimes you can gift it, but there was no way of actually making money off of it. Like sometimes people would put their Cash App or whatever, but how is Reddit making any money? And so like they said like we're gonna take off this program if there's no way, no incentive for us to keep doing it, which sucks because like
Yeah.
it was honestly one of the best platforms. But it's just crazy like the discoverability and just putting yourself out there. Like a little back to you, like one day you're thinking like this is it, I'm never gonna do this, and the next day
Mm-hmm.
you can blow up, you know. So
Yep.
it's just crazy. Sorry, that was a long
Oh
rant,
no,
but
you're fine. You're fine. You're fine.
um, let's go back into some just horror games in general. Do you is there any games coming up? Like I know this weekend's actually really important. It's a lot of showcases. So we got the PlayStation showcase, we got the Summer Fest,
Mm-hmm.
Next Fest. Like I love this weekend because it gives us a lot of content to be like, oh my god, but is there any
Yeah.
games that you're really excited about, or any games that you want to
Honest,
be announced?
I'm curious as all the buzz around Blumhouse.
I saw that.
That's piquing my interest because I like Blumhouse movies.
Do you like all of them, or do you like? There's some that I don't like, but hot take.
I like a good majority. I
Okay.
do like a good. I like a good majority of them.
Okay.
But let me see games that I'm looking forward to. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm probably one of the most terrible gamers in the world because when it comes to stuff like that, I don't really look at it.
Okay. All right.
I
That's fair.
never. I like. I don't know. I never really look at it. I only know about the Blumhouse thing because my friend, Jesse, he knows I like Blumhouse
Hmm.
movies or whatever. He's like, "Did you know they were coming out with a whole like gaming thing?" I said, "No, tell me more."
How do
You
you
know?
feel about that, knowing that horror movie producers are getting to the horror games? I feel like I get a little worried because I don't know. I'll
I
explain that,
don't.
but
I'm curious. I'll just
okay.
say that because people get into horror. There's a. I feel like horror movies and horror games are two different beasts.
I agree.
Um,
But how many
you
times
can make
did
some
I
you
was
can
gonna?
make some dope movies and the game ain't that great. So yeah.
But how many times have there been games that people have done for movies and it's turned terrible, like Assassin's Creed? And then
Yeah.
they just realized how like I don't know if you've seen The Last of Us, our TV show.
Yes.
They
Yeah.
did that great. Fallout. I don't know if you've seen that. Like they did that great. So they're just realizing, okay, we're realizing if we follow, but like the blueprint is right there. Like the story is right there, and I feel like a lot of companies,
Hmm.
even Resident Evil, they drop the bag because it's a different beast. Like you get like
Yeah.
taking video games to movies. Now we're gonna try to take a movie produces it to games. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little scared. I love Blumhouse.
Yeah.
Jason Blum is a goat, but again, it's two different types of entertainment. So I guess I'm a little worried when it comes to that. I looked at the trailers. I'm excited, but I don't know, man. I'm
Listen, I
worried.
like Blumhouse and I'm gonna speak it into existence, you know. I don't know. Oh, it's Robin M for Blumhouse Gaming. I want to be on your dev team.
Hey, listen, no shade. Listen, add me on there too. I'm just gonna keep it up. You know they're making a Quiet Place game.
Oh, I would be interested in that. I would probably fail horribly, but
Mm.
I'm interested.
You know what, Robin? I feel like you give me a lot of ideas. I don't know what it is about you, but like I love it.
Hmm.
I want to do something with you if you're down. I would love
Hmm.
to go through. It doesn't have to be today. Like we can play on another time to do it. I would love to see pick out like a whole list of trailers that are in our field, and
Hmm.
because like you give me a lot of hot takes, and I feel like you're just gonna give me your opinion straight off the bat. I would love to just go through those trailers and then talk about it and see like what your opinions on it versus my opinion, and then
Hmm.
see where we come up with. I think that would be
I
fun
would like to do that with.
if you're okay with it. Like yeah.
Yeah, I'm completely okay with it, but I would like to add in some other horror streamers too.
Oh, 100%. We could get this
Yeah.
going. We could get a whole. Listen, I got goosebumps. Like this is the collaboration I like. But yeah, we can get it going where we can have five, six, seven, even eight people just like, all right, let's
Hmm.
all vote. Like, let's figure out like if this game's worth it or not. Is it trash or not? Like, I swear you keep giving me ideas. I think that's great.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's something we can do in the future. And go from there. Damn, it's been an hour six. So I actually got one more question for
Okay.
you. Hold on, I gotta just find it. It just went away. Sorry.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
Um, where? Oh, here it is. When it comes to just the evolution of just the horror game genre, where do you see it from like where it's started to where it is now? Where do you see it in the future? Like just the evolution of it. Like, how do you think it's gonna evolve from what it is now? Hard
I'll give you
question.
4 hot takes.
Oh, I get four. I'm special. I feel special today.
If we keep on this same trajectory,
Uh oh.
I have no. If we keep on this same trajectory, I don't feel good about it.
Okay. You gotta elaborate. You gotta give me a little bit more than that.
It kind of ties into a thing where I hope developers are more open-minded. Um, if they begin to be more open-minded and maybe stop listening to the same 10 or so people
Hmm.
or whatever, I kind of feel like horror games would be better.
Okay.
So,
I'm
I'm
still gonna.
trying to say it without sounding mean.
No. Well, now I need
Mhm.
to. I just need you to say. I think just keep it a buck. Like I really need you to like just. I don't think it's gonna be betrayed mean because you're just
Mhm.
giving your opinion. It's honestly everybody's perspective that might think it's
Yeah.
mean, even though I like. I want your honest opinion. Like, what do you really
I feel
feel?
like developers need to start paying more attention to, I don't want to say the little guy,
Okay.
but the smaller streamers sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, I've run into people who were like me,
Mm-hmm.
who are, come on, we're gonna be for real about this game, you know?
Okay.
Um, I feel like, which obviously they're making this for money and stuff like that. They do want to make money off these games, but I don't know. I'm tired of playing the same game,
Okay.
just with different titles. I'm
What,
tired of
and
the
what
same
that
character.
what were are some of those genre what how do I put it? You said you're tired of playing the same game. Like what is the same game to you? What kind of games are
Okay,
they?
so everybody, if you are a horror streamer, you have heard of PT.
Mm-hmm.
You have heard of it, how amazing it was going to be. And even though this game never really left that demo, we're going to release it stage, it has set the standard for everything.
100%. It's generational.
Um, we need to let it go now. We need to we
Okay.
need to all horror streamers need to come together, developers and everybody, and have a funeral for it. We need to lay it to rest.
Put it in the backyard, bring it behind the
Hmm.
barn.
Say nice words about it. That's it.
Obituary.
I'm I'm tired of the same premise. I'm tired of seeing the same characters. I'm tired of the same storyline. Robin's tired. That's why a lot of times you have come, like if you see my channel now, I'm playing Dead by Daylight.
Hot
It's
take.
monotonous, it's repetitive, but I know what to expect with them. Like that's their thing, that's their
Yeah,
shtick or whatever. But yeah, it's I can't get scared if I'm seeing the same old woman all the time or
I
I'm
agree.
in the same house. There's literally several streams where I'm like, I know this house. And I
Yeah.
walk around the house and I'm pointing, I'm like, this is where this room is, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I know the different versions of the house. I know the same old lady in the
Mm-hmm.
gown. Sometimes she has on a bonnet, sometimes she doesn't. It's I'm tired of seeing Ethel, okay? I need more creativity. I need them to step outside the box.
Which it's the IO is a perfect thing. Can I actually give you a
Hmm.
hot take?
Sure.
Okay, listen, you hit me with four, and I felt some type of
Hmm.
way about it. I'm like, I gotta give her one. Like, come on now. Like, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna take this one. This one's very hot. I
Hmm.
think Dead by Daylight is a terrible game.
Oh, it is.
I just
It is. It is absolutely okay. It is bad. It is bad. Dead by Daylight is not a horror game. I
thank you.
don't like it when someone says they're a horror streamer and all they play is Dead by Daylight. Dead by Daylight is a game of strategy. It is a
Hmm.
game of the thing of it is the reason why I like it is it's cross platform. I
Hmm.
have a bunch of friends that play it. We vibe out, we play the game, and quite honestly, I've become addicted to it. You know,
Totally.
cigarettes aren't good for you either. Okay? So Dead by Daylight is a terrible game. The community is absolutely toxic.
Hmm.
Um the people on there, some of the I've come across really good people. I've
Hmm.
come across really good, streamers, stuff like that. Then I've come across people who, in all honesty, there's leagues for Dead by Daylight.
Yeah.
There's competitions. There's all of this stuff. And another hot take from Robin. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say it. I don't know if I'm gonna offend
5.
people.
Not say
If
it.
you're if you're taking Dead by Daylight this serious, if you're getting so mad at me at end game that you are calling me names, if you take this game super serious, if you are a tryhard in Dead by Daylight, please go outside and touch grass. It's not too late.
You're the
It's,
second person. I just got to put this
it's
out there. Second content creator that says touch grass. I didn't like this. Is a. I'm
yo,
gonna start saying this.
you need to turn off the PlayStation, the PC, the
Yeah.
Xbox, the Switch, the mobile game.
Hmm.
It's on mobile too. Like just turn it off, go spend time with your family, play
Damn.
another game, get on some GTA or something. Like I don't know. I've come across some very toxic people on
That's
Dead by
five.
Daylight.
5 hot
Mhm.
takes. Listen, I
Mhm.
told, and but that when you brought up like the repetitiveness of like just some of these games like PT
Mhm.
and everybody's taking, I felt that way towards Dead by Daylight. But think about it.
Mhm.
You have Dead by Daylight. You had the Chainsaw Massacre game. Like I feel like a lot of game developers are taking that
Well, you
mold.
know what? I will give credit where credit is due now that you're
Hmm.
bringing up Texas Chainsaw.
Hmm.
These people, they've put out these games. Texas Chainsaw, you have your Killer Clowns,
Killer
you have your
Clowns.
Friday the 13th.
Hmm.
Dead by Daylight has been the only one that has been
Still,
still here, has
yes.
not been shelved. It's still getting new content and stuff like that.
But
So,
I will tell you, want to
yeah,
know why I think that is? It's
why is
because
that?
because they will never run out of content when it comes to killers. Like how
Mhm.
they're getting licenses from everybody. They've gotten Stranger
Mhm.
Things. They've gotten like
Mhm.
at one point will they ever run out? Like they can't. Like they've
They
gotten.
randomly have Nicolas Cage in there. Even though if you are real like his reasoning for being on there is just my stepson likes to play this game or that's his reasoning for being on there. However, Nicolas Cage himself is a really big occult person. He's
Mhm.
very much into like the paranormal and stuff
Yeah,
like that. However, if you're not somebody who's in that niche and who isn't into
you
like
won't understand why
horror
he's in the
things,
game.
you wouldn't know that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Nicolas Cage for years owned the LaLaurie house, like in
And
New
he's
Orleans
in
and
that
stuff like.
Five Nights
Mhm.
at Freddy's spin-off movie too. Like not a
Mhm.
lot of people know this information. But
Mhm.
again, like I said, it's a game that will never run out of content because there's so many
Mhm.
licenses and there's so many horror characters they can use. And again, they've built such a community based off that. Like, and I feel like you get another character, Terrifier. Terrifier. You ever seen that movie? They can put Art the Clown in it, and then you're gonna get the community from that. Like, it's a foolproof plan, and I respect it. I just think it's one that they'll like a mindless game that it's just so repetitive and
Mhm.
it never changes, and a lot of people are are copying it, and like with that and anomalies, and so I get it. Like I'm scared too.
As someone who plays a lot of Dead by Daylight, I'm just gonna. It's addiction.
I had,
This game is not good.
hey, I respect it. I know
It's not.
my wife is like, you should play Dead by Daylight, and I tried it. I was like, nah, this ain't it, because it
It all
doesn't do
depends.
anything.
It's very much heavy on who you're playing with.
I'll totally play
I
with
don't
you.
do yeah, I don't do solo lobbies. I don't do anything like that. I have to have a decent group of friends
Okay.
where I'm playing with them. Now my Dead by Daylight gameplay has turned into me just trolling the killer and BSing around
Hey,
and whatever. That's what I'm entertained by.
yeah.
But I think games like Texas Chainsaw and Friday the 13th or whatever drop Texas Chainsaw. I hate it because I was excited about it,
Me too. Me too.
and they really dropped the ball with that game.
But like, what else can you do? Like, but like once
Hmm
you already got the characters, you got the like you can put different maps, but it's just
I feel
it's
like they
too
don't
linear.
necessarily they don't listen to their audience very much.
Mhm.
They don't.
Yeah.
Um, if you go in there as it's not new person friendly.
Okay.
You cannot go in there as a new person. You're gonna get demolished. And then there's all all the whole family can just gang up on you and do that one by one by one by one. But I've also seen people on the survivor side where they've been excellent escape artists. I don't
Hmm.
know. That I think that's very much a game that who was playing it when that beta dropped is that's who that game is for. Friday the 13th, I liked it, but it just got hacked to all hell.
Well, what about the Killer Clowns that just came out? Thoughts on that? Oh my God, are we gonna get six hot takes? Come on, Robin, give me six.
So I watched somebody play that, and I was gonna be one of those people where I was gonna pre-order, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to play first. That is probably of all the games, all those, it's
Well,
boring. It is so
okay.
boring. It is. I was not expecting that.
Yeah, some of the death animations just are repetitive. Like I kind of agree.
Mhm.
I'm not trying to be on bandwagoner, but like, there's a reason why I
Also,
haven't purchased it, and I just watch people play, and I'm just like, what is the what am I excited
I'd buy
for?
it if they put the proper price of $5 on it.
$5? Not even.
It's
Wait, what? How much is it now? 40?
$40. That's not a $40 game. Y'all are just
20?
trying to recoup your money.
20? You wouldn't do 20? Not even half. Oh,
I'll
you.
buy it on sale.
That is a sale. The half off.
Has to be a coupon. Like,
Oh well, you're definitely not gonna work for their development. Like they're like, listen, I'm gonna cut that out. I got you. I got you. Robin, listen, it's this is the longest podcast episode I've ever had, and I just want to say you have been truly amazing.
thank
Just like this
you.
conversation has been great. It feels natural, and like I said, your
Mhm.
personality is great. I would love to have you on future episodes and try to get that set up.
Just
Is
let
there
me know.
Oh,
Mhm.
like after this, 100%.
Mhm.
Is there anything else you would love to tell the audience about you, or just in general, or and can you tell people where they can find you?
Um, any platform that you can think of, I'm ohitsrobinm. That's about it.
Okay,
That's
perfect,
yeah. Mm.
perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, go follow. Oh, it's Robin M, and I have her platforms on all in the description of the YouTube, but also of all the platforms that I'm live on, and follow your boy on all platforms. This is episode 16. I can't believe we're episode 16 since April. Wild. We
That's
were gonna
awesome.
thank
Mhm.
you. We're gonna have another episode tomorrow for episode 17 with the developer. Um, and like I said, follow your boy on all platforms.